Hello, hi, welcome to my channel, dear students. And today, in this episode, I'll be discussing with you in detail the poem A Tiger in a Zoo from First Flight textbook for class 10th. Yes, dear students, in the previous video, we have seen the introductory part of the poem and we got to know about the poet Leslie Lawrence. A poem A Tiger in the Zoo consists of 5 stanzas and each stanza has 4 lines each. And the rhyme scheme followed in all the stanzas is A, B, C, B. The poem has 2 distinct settings. First is of the zoo, where the tiger is kept in the cage. And the second setting is of the natural wild habitat of the tiger, where it actually belongs to. So, the first stanza goes like this. He stalks in his vivid strips the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. So let's see the meanings of the new words in the stanza. Stalks means to move quietly and slowly in a threatening way. Vivid means bright and clear. Stripes means long, narrow bands. Pads, here it means the soft part under the foot of the tiger. Rage means anger. Here in the first stanza, the poet addresses as he. So who is he here? He is addressed to the tiger children. The poet wants to say that the tiger that is confined or locked in the zoo moves around the cage under his bright colored skin, which has stripes on its body. He further says he only can take few steps because he is in a cage. The cage is very small. It is not easy to move in it. One cannot hear the caged tiger's footsteps because he has very soft feet just like velvet. The pads are covered with velvet. That is why when the tiger walks, no sound of tiger's footsteps can be heard. The caged tiger is angry. He is full of rage, but tries to control his anger by walking in the limited area. He is angry because he is not free. That is why he is quiet and knows that he is helpless here. Let's see the second stanza. He should be lurking in the shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole, where plump deer pass. See the meanings of the new words. Lurking means hiding, sliding means moving, hole means pool, plump means chubby. So in this stanza, the poet is filled with pity and says that the poor tiger should have been in his natural habitat, that is in the jungles or forest. Further he says, if the tiger is free, he would have been lying in the shadows of trees and hiding himself quietly behind the long grass near the water bodies or pools so that he could catch a fat deer for his meal. So, children, basically, the poet wants to say that the actual life of the tiger is to live in the jungle where he could catch his prey and eat it. But the tiger in cage is different. Here he had to depend on others, on other human beings to satisfy his hunger. Poet is really feeling bad about the tiger's condition, who seems helpless. So let's look into the third stanza now. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. So let's see the new words here. Snarling means to make an angry and warning sound. Bearing means showing. Fangs means 2 long, sharp teeth at the front of the mouth of some animals. So, children, in these lines, the poet imagines that what the tiger would be doing in case he failed to find any prey in his natural habitat, that is, in jungle. If the tiger would have been free, he says that tiger would be angrily moving around the houses in the nearby village. He would terrorize the people by showing his sharp white fangs. means teeth and claws. This would create fear among villagers. So, children, here the poet gives us a hint that if we continue to destroy the forest and the natural habitat of the tigers, definitely one or the other day they will be forced to turn to our own villages and towns to find their food. So, children, let's look at the fourth stanza. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. So, here, concrete cell, which means a very small and unpleasant cage. Stalking means moving slowly and quietly in a threatening way. So, in this stanza, the poet comes to the reality of the tiger that is inside the cage. He says, in spite of all his strength, the tiger is imprisoned behind the bars. He further says, as the tiger is behind the bars, so his ferociousness is also behind the bars. The tiger just moves in the cage. He never terrorizes the visitors. Why is it so? It's because the power of tiger is restricted by the cage. Therefore, he ignores the visitors as he cannot attack them. So let's see the last stanza. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So here the word patrolling means to go around an area at particular times to check that it is safe. And here the word brilliant means very bright. So let's see the meaning of this stanza. In the very last stanza, with a very sad note, the poet says that the tiger takes no rest because of the visitors during the daytime, and during the night he remains disturbed due to the sound of the patrolling cars. So, patrolling cars are the vehicles of the police which are used to guard at the night time. So, children, at night the tiger hears the sound of these patrolling cars. He then stares at the brilliant stars. Here it means brightly shining stars in the sky. So the tiger sees the sky with a bright eyes. Means here a big hope in his eyes. His brilliant eyes shows that he is still hopeful for the day when he would be able to run freely in the forest and live in his natural surrounding. So, children, the poet is sad here for the tiger who is confined in the cage and cannot do anything. Therefore, the tiger stares in the sky and tries to divert his thoughts towards them. So, children, at last a big question may arise in your mind. Is it right to confine wild animals into the cages? Is it? Absolutely no. Wild animals are meant to live in the wild forest. They are not meant to be caged and displayed in the zoos. We all know that the majestic species of tigers are in extinction. They are not meant to live a life in confinement or in the concrete cells. So, children, we must understand that they also have the right to freedom like all other living beings. Confinement leads to depression and misery. Moreover, their offsprings lose the hunting capabilities as they are not trained to hunt in the wild. As a result, they would not be able to feed themselves. Furthermore, confining wild animals disturbs the whole ecological balance. We should thus let the animals run free in the wilds. They belong to the forest and not to the cage. Hope that you like the video and consider subscribing my channel and hit the like button and take a very good care of yourself, and bye for now.